All right, hey guys, I'm just doing a quick video, hopefully quick, to explain how I plan out my days because I have a bit of a weird engineering brain in terms of how I approach stuff. So this is how I'm hitting zeros pretty much every single day by planning out my meals. And it might seem a bit hard to begin with, but it might help you. So if I'm going to do this, hopefully this is going to work. This should be my phone. There you go. So that's today. So I've got 3 grams left of fat, which is an allowance I'm not going to spend. So basically, the first thing I'm going to start with is if I look at tomorrow, I'm going to be in the office. So I'm going to prep basically my breakfast as normal, and I'm going to prep my lunch and my mid-afternoon snack. Most of you will have like breakfast, lunch, and dinner in my Fitness Pal. I made the decision to rename them to time periods of the day, just to kind of make life a bit easier for me. Don't ask me why, but you can name them or whatever you want. The also thing I'd recommend is paying for the MyFitnessPal. It's 30 quid for the year. It's like 3 quid a month. I use this app every single mealtime, every single day. And one of the things it gives you is up here, what you normally see is this kind of calorie focused view, which doesn't really make much sense. If you hit those 3 dotted lines at the top, you can change it to a macronutrient focus, which gives you your grams of fat, carbs, and protein. And it also allows you to do time stamping within meals as well, which is really helpful for me. So I don't even look at calories. I just look at those grams. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, as with everything in life, I create a spreadsheet. So this might look a bit strange, but what I'm doing is up here, and I'm happy to share this with anyone. I think some of the performance group have got a version of this as well, is I put my macros. So 265 plus, 88 carbs and 19 in protein, right? That's what my daily allowance or targets are based on the macronutrients. And based on discussions with Adam, his recommendation for me personally was to try and get around 70% of the day's carbs in and around my workouts. And I almost exclusively work out in the morning, typically really early. So I've got my meals there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can rename them. So I've put, I want to target to get around 70% of my carbs in the morning, 20% in the evening. I kind of spread proteins and fats throughout the day. And then around lunchtime, 7.5 and 2.5. It doesn't really matter. Just model out how you're going to do it. So if you're going to work in the afternoon, work out in the afternoon, put more in the afternoon. But the important thing, again, Adam will correct me if I'm wrong, is that you fuel not only the workout, but the recovery. So I tend to eat loads and loads and loads really early in the morning. So before 9 a.m., I've typically eaten, loads of calories already. And I like it that way. So this actually nets out to this table here, which actually shows you what grams of those micronutrients you need for each meal. So 70% of my carbohydrates of 265 grams will be needed in 5 to 9. So that actually equals 185 grams of carbs. So my pre-workout and my post-workout meal needs to come to 185 grams of carbs. Fat is not really important. You'll see why in a minute. And protein around 59. So I model out that day. And what this third table does is, if for some reason it's different, so it might be that the fat's really high or low, depending on what I choose to enter. You can change these things, and what it does is it changes these figures in the middle to compensate. So what I do is I know I can control my breakfast and my dinner fairly easily, but in the middle, especially if I'm in the office, it's a lot harder for me to do that. So I put in what I'm going to do for breakfast. I typically do that the night before. It arranges these figures, and then this one's fixed as well. So the first thing I do, so I'm going to do this live for tomorrow. I'm going to be in the office. I'm going to work out in the morning. I'm going to head to the office, have lunch and my mid-afternoon snack, and I'll get home, have another little snack and some dinner in the evening as well. So hopefully this is tomorrow. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all the other meals apart from breakfast. So in this case, 9 o'clock to 1300, and those 3 little dots on the right, I'm just going to go to quick add, and I'm going to add in, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Ignore me. I'm going to do my breakfast first. So I'm going to go back and my breakfast. So add recipes. I made 6 pancakes today, and I only ate 3 because I'm kind of in a mini cut-ish. So I'm going to have these at around 6 in the morning tomorrow. Okay, so it's 3 servings of my protein mix, which I did this morning. I had a bit of a lie-in, hit go. I typically have that with skyr. So I'll have probably 150 grams of skyr. I typically have that with blueberries or so I'm going to probably have like 100 grams of blueberries, and I'll probably have dates with it as well. These are really cool, these block dates. They just come in blocks and you can just tear off how much and all the seeds are taken out. And I'll have, I don't know, say 50 at the moment. Now, this is getting way too detailed for most people, but Adam recommended to me personally, again, to get around 30 to 40% of the carbs before the workout and actually more after. So this breakdown takes that figure there, so 185, and I'm sort of playing around with the figures. So I'm going to aim for 68.6 grams of carbs before I work out, and I am at 79. So up there, if you can see where my mouse is. So I need to back off the dates. So put 35. Oh, there you go. Perfect. 68.9, 7.5 in fat, and 33.7 in protein. Right. When I get back after my workout, I'm going to have porridge, which I, again, soak overnight in milk. So I've got this thing in a large porridge. I'm going to have that probably around 8:30. Hit go. Right. So this is 142 grams of carbs, and I need to hit 185. So I'm just going to add loads of yummy, yummy stuff. So I typically have more dates. So I'm going to bump that to like 50 grams. Tomorrow I'm going to have strawberries, probably. I'm just taking the figures that I had before. So the last meal you put in, it'll just take those figures. So blueberries, 100 grams, that's going to be too much. I'm not going to fit all this in the bowl, so I'm going to put that at 50 grams. And where are we now? 185. Oh, wow. That's actually perfect. Oh, no, I've forgotten something. If you haven't used these, use these flaked almonds. I was getting a bit bored with like sloppy food, so I typically try and put flaked almonds in as well. So if you see, I've gone over, it's 186, some of a gram of carbs over, not particularly a big deal. So I'm gonna back off the dates a little bit. So I'm just gonna say 47. So up here, 184.8, that's pretty much 185 grams of carbs. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to that spreadsheet, and again, you guys don't need to worry about this, but I'm going to put in the actual figures that came out, because every day I have different combinations of berries and all sorts of things. 33.5 and 63.4. And I'm doing this deliberately badly because you'll see that every day is different, but this is a great kind of guideline for how you do it. Right, so that means now that's the remaining macronutrients for the day to hit my totals, right? 20. So going over to my iPhone, I'm going to go to 9 to 1. I'm going to say quick add, and I'm just going to punch those figures in. So for carbohydrates, it's 20. For fats, it's 11. For protein, it's 47. It doesn't really matter on the time. Okay, and I go to 1 to 5, which will be mid-afternoon snack. That is 7 grams. Ooh, not very much. That's 22 grams of fat and 28 grams of protein. And I'm going to go to 5 to 9, or dinner, as it'll probably be called on yours. And there's 53 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat, and 59. So I'm just going to check. So there's -1, and so I need to back off the fat by 1 and add 2 to the protein. Okay. That's just rounding errors. Add 2 to protein, so 61. Boom. Right. All the figures are 0. So why did I bother punching those in? Doesn't make much sense, right? Well, if I scroll back up now, I'm now going to decide what I'm going to have for lunch. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete that entry. And up the top there now, where it says nutrients remaining, it's changed from 0 to what I've got left, which is just lunch, right? So for lunch, I'm going to have, as I have with every bloody meal, tomatoes. Kind of tomatoes that I'll blitz. I'm going to have this meal probably around 12. I'm going to have casserole beef tomorrow. I'm just taking the figures that I last punched in, so I'm going to try like 1.5, so 150 grams of casserole beef. Notice that fat's over. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. I'm going to have peppers, a mixed pepper in there. So this is just a pepper. 88 is generally what I used last time. And okay, I've still got protein. Fine. Good source of proteins, peas and broccoli. So I'm going to put broccoli, okay, whatever the last figure was, don't care. 10 grams left. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to put peas in there. I know, Sam, you love peas. Oh, there you go. So 0 carbs, 9 protein. So I'm going to add a bit more to the protein. So let's say casserole beef, 1.8. So 180 grams. Okay. So I've kind of got 3 grams of protein left and I'm 16 grams over of fat. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to scroll down a bit more. 8 grams of fat. So at the moment, I'm just going to go back there and take off this. I'm 16 over, so I'm going to take 8 off this one. Roughly, well, it doesn't really matter. And then 8 off this one. So fat, 13. So fat's back down to 0, and now 3 grams of protein. It's going to be a lot easier to add that to my dinner. So 64. Boom, everything's 0 again, right? So my breakfast and lunch is planned. My mid-afternoon snack is generally skyr. And now I know how to pronounce that because I looked at their website. So I'm going to try 150 grams of that. And I'm going to put vanilla bean paste in it. So half a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste in it. Just why not? And put some stuff of the gods, pepper nut. And because it's going to be a bit sloppy, I'm going to put some more flaked almonds in because I'm addicted to them at the moment. Okay, so I'm massively over. Okay, 4 grams over, 4 grams over of fat. So I'm going to go back this off to 10 grams. Here we go, and it's the daily MyFitnessPal crash. Gotta love it. Please hold. Right, we're backing off. Actually, we want to go to tomorrow. And right, so we're going to reduce this. So 10 grams. Okay, fat's down. Cool. And more protein. So I'm going to stick that at 25 because this stuff is so good. So I'm over on. Okay. I'm over on fat and I'm under on protein. So, and carbs as well. What to do? I think I'm going to leave that. That's fine. I'm going to have that around 3:30. Now, when I get home, I'm just going to delete this line. And what's left at the top there on the screen is my remaining target or allowance for the rest of the day, which will be dinner when I get home. So there's a couple of things that I need to do. I need to eat some carrots. This is on advice from Adam. I need to up my carrots. I'm going to have some carrots as soon as I get home. So probably about 6:30, 7, something like that. And then my meal tomorrow, I'm going to do chicken breast. I ate a lot of chicken breast. 2.49 is what I ate last time. I'm going to probably have that at 7:30, 7:45, something like that. And it's going to be a pretty boring meal, so I'm just going to have it with rice. I'm going to do the chicken in the air fryer, I think. I've got one more pepper to use up, so I'll put that in. And what else am I going to have? Oh, I know. After the meal, I'm going to have my orange slice. Again, under doctor's orders, so I'm going to have a quarter of an orange, 0.25. I'm going to put that 5 minutes after the dinner. Boom. Okay, 4 grams of protein. Okay, so rice. So I'm going to stick this up a bit. Say 2.6 of chicken. Okay, 2.65. And all I'm doing is I'm looking at the top there. There you go. Now it's at 0. Fats at 3, carbs at 2. So I'm just going to add 2 grams of rice. Cool, 0, 0, 0, and 3. And because I'm cooking this in an air fryer, I'm going to use those last 3 fat to actually put over the chicken. So I'm going to measure that really carefully and put it out. So there you go. So that is 0, 0, 0, 0. So later tonight, I'm going to prep I've done my pancakes. So I'm going to do a bowl of skyr with fruit. I'm going to soak my oats, and I'm going to cook that in the pressure cooker and then stick it in a container in the fridge. I'm going to do another container with this stuff in. And then when I get home, I'll grab some carrots from the fridge, and then I'll cook that in the air fryer and have the orange at the end. And that's what I'm going to eat tomorrow. So hopefully that's helpful to you. If you want, I can share the spreadsheet with you. It's great to give you a good guiding line. So it's just a case of take your day, break it into chunks, which are your meals, work out when you kind of roughly going to eat stuff. And then instead of, which most people do, which I did, is you eat stuff, then you log it. Actually work out what you're going to eat first, make sure it's going to fit within your days, and then do it. Most days, if I work from home, for example, I'll prep the breakfast, and then I'll just do lunch, dinner, and snacks on the fly, but map out the day in MyFitnessPal first thing in the morning, so I know what I'm going to hit. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful to you. If not, just DM me or respond to this post, and yeah, happy to help. Cheers, bye.